Some of the ideas that I've learned and have been using in my 4th grade math classroom, I'm also implementing in my 8th grade classroom with math workshop ideas. This is helping me step away from my role as just a teacher standing up in front of the classroom, presenting material and providing instruction, to becoming more of a teacher that's facilitating in the classroom while students are more engaged in their learning and collaborating on their learning and interacting with each other on their learning, critiquing each other's thinking. In addition to Math Workshop, I'm also using cultures of thinking ideas such as Think, Pair, Shares, or Chalk Talks, or activities that allow students to be more engaged in their learning process, sharing ideas and thoughts while they're critiquing each other's learning in the process. So it's actually been kind of nice to see how kids have been interacting with each other and getting a deeper meaning out of their learning to master the content.
X and Y to 3x and 3y.
Okay, so how do you go from 1x to 3x?
You multiply
1
1x
times
times 3.
Okay, good. Nice job.
Alright.
So Yusuf, what did you think it was?
It's 1/2.
And what do you think it is, Maria? What's your explanation as why it's 1/2?
Because if you multiply the 5 by 1/2, it will give you 2.5.
Okay.
It's 4b.
And which,
So if you multiply the 12 by 1/2, it will give you a 6.
and why are you, okay.
Scale factor. How does the scale factor equal 2?
You let her sway your answer?
No.
No.
1/2.
So what?
Maria, why do you think it's 2?
Because when you divide by 12 by 6 and 2,
Are you going from bigger to smaller or smaller to bigger?
they go bigger to smaller.
So if you go from bigger to smaller, are you multiplying by 2 or are you multiplying by 1/2? 2 times 12 is 24.
So wait, 12 times what?
12 divided by 6 would be 2.
Oh, what did you just say? You're thinking, when you think scale factor, you're thinking multiply. What do you multiply with?
Then if you multiply, you can multiply 6 times 2 would be 12.
All right, that's if you're getting it bigger. If you're
From
getting
the bigger
it,
to the smaller.
Yeah, so then you divide.
No, you divide time. You have to multiply it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so if we got from the bigger
Look,
one.
okay, come here. Okay, here. 12 times 1 divided by 2 equals 6. Exactly. It's a half. It's a half. Okay, fine. Here. Okay, you can be -1. Okay, look. It's really warm in here. Negative 2 negative times 1 divided by 2 equals 1.
Okay, look at this.
Okay, you explain.
I found b prime by dividing 5 divided by 2 would be 2.5.
Okay.
I found the scale factor by, if you divide 12 by 6 would be the scale factor 2.
But you're dividing all of them by different numbers.
What is 1/2 for you? Yeah, I understand, like, how do you find the half, 1/2?
Wait.
What is it?
what did you notice from going from 12 to 6? What's happening to the number?
The 2. You divided by 2.
Yeah, exactly, so 2 is the scale factor.
When you divide by
You have to multiply
2,
it.
you're multiplying 12 by 1/2.
And
You're cutting your drawing is by 1/2. I also have posted up in my classroom a 0 through 4 self-monitoring scaled system that the students use at the 8th grade level. It helps them kind of keep track of where their learning is and if they're hitting the target or not hitting the target as far as where they think their learning's at, and it helps me see who might need more focused attention to based on how many fingers they show up. Each student also gets at the beginning of a lesson an overall learning goal worksheet that has not only the scaled rubric of what the goal is and where the targets are at, but also a student progress chart that's on the back to help them keep track of their learning. One thing that I started doing too was for their final assessments, instead of doing paper pencil tests, I'm also using universal design or UDL type activities. I thought picture 2 best represents UDL. When you look at that picture, there's different ways that teachers can use those tools to engage students in the learning process. Using some of these tools too will help engage and motivate students to want to learn because they think it's fun instead of always listening to lectures, to use iPods and paper and pencil and glue and crayons and markers. So it kind of gets them being creative in their learning process. And then the third part of UDL too is allowing students represent their learning in different ways too. It's not just writing a report that's on paper, pencil, or typed in a computer and then printed off and turned in. It's allowing them to make a video, or allowing them to make a rap song, or it's allowing them to work in a group to make a presentation. And for some it is that, that report, because that's what they like to do and they like to write. But UDL is options in the way you present material, options in the way students engage with the material, and options in the way that students represent their learning.